Hi everybody, this is Mike Nolan with iownrealestate.com. I wanted to do a quick video because I keep finding myself answering the same questions over and over when people go to the iownrealestate.com website. And since we have 4 different major vehicles for investing, I wanted to briefly cover the associate side of it and the micro and macro side of investing. Now the associate side is more of a hands-on type of investing where we would acquire the properties for you, and you as a manager or a field agent for that property, you can enjoy some of the benefits of the rental income that comes from that property. You can receive a higher return because you're involved. So you would have to know how to fix screens, change out doors, door locks, water heater, furnace, and if you can't do all that stuff, you could sub it out. You can find subcontractors to do that type of work. Another opportunity in our program is the micro and macro investor. The investors receive an 8% return as a micro investor. As a macro investor, you can receive the 8% return as well as an equity position in the project. Now, the macro investors are more for bigger projects like development, multifamily, apartment complexes, because there's different studies that have to go into these types of programs. So it takes a little bit longer to put all the money together and come up with a prospectus so you actually know what type of return you're going to be getting. But going back into the associate program and how we acquire our properties, we focus on distressed properties. And when I say distressed properties, it's mostly foreclosed or properties that are being foreclosed. Once the bank has initiated a foreclosure, it becomes public record. And we find those public records and we have a mailing campaign. And I have to say it's pretty sophisticated. And so we get a really great return on our mailing efforts. In fact, we have such a great return on our mailing efforts that instead of trying to slow it down so that just our office can handle the properties and we're branching out into the Chicagoland area, we figured that it would make more sense to have associates in the field helping us manage the properties. And instead of keeping all the money ourselves and just paying out a regular paycheck, we wanted people that had some knowledge of the real estate business to be able to be at those properties and be able to work on the properties when situations arise. And we're not talking about major situations. Sometimes the water heater goes out, or sometimes the furnace isn't working right, or a cat jumps through a window. There's an encyclopedia of issues that come up. And for myself and our team to be in the Rockford area and traveling to Chicago just for something crazy like that is ridiculous. So we're willing to part with some of the profits because it makes more sense for us to have more properties bringing in revenue and having more people enjoying that revenue instead of just paying them on a payroll, that they have a vested interest in those properties. So it actually works out really cool. So a property goes into foreclosure. We get the rights from the owner. We have a contract with the owner to lease it. And then we also get the authorization to sublease the property. Normally in a foreclosure situation, these properties that we get have mold, carpets are torn up. If there's a dog, you can just imagine what could possibly happen if owners aren't keeping track of their dogs and their animals. But there's sometimes mechanical stuff that are missing, hoods on stoves, refrigerators, doors are taken off their hinges, people punch holes in the walls. I mean, these properties sometimes are just shot. So we come in with our money and we put in thousands of dollars into these distressed properties to make them livable. Because as you know, the foreclosure process can take sometimes 12, 13, sometimes 2 or 3 years, depending on the situation. So we put our money into the property, we make them livable, and in an effort to recover our capital that we put into the property, we go ahead and exercise our right to sublease the property to recover the capital. At the same time, we put an offer into the bank to buy that property on our short sale. If the bank does not take our short sale, we have the wherewithal to purchase these properties at the share sale, which is actually kind of nice because any junior liens or any kind of title issues get wiped away at the sheriff's sale. So a lot of times that actually works out better for us. And the beautiful thing about that is once they're purchased at the sheriff's sale, there's already a tenant living in there. It's not like we're buying a property to invest in that we have to fix up. It's already fixed up. It's already performing. And it works out really good for ourselves and our investors. Again, that goes back to the micro and macro investors. So if you live in Florida, Texas, Washington, California, or wherever, and you want to be a micro or macro investor, you can invest in the profits and you can invest in the cash flow of our business with this model, and you won't have to be actually at the property. It's a hands-off type of investment when you're micro or macro. Again, as an associate, you would be responsible for making sure that the property is maintained, livable, and performing status throughout the foreclosure process. And you can enjoy as much as 50% of the gross rents on those properties. That's basically the general concepts of it all. Feel free to email me if you got any questions, or give me a call on my cell phone, which is on the website there. And I'll be making some more videos as time unfolds, and hopefully this answered some basic questions that you have. Thank you.